And I like noticed at the corner of my eye, like him looking at the Tupperware and like looking at his and thinking about it. And I was like, that's all I'm trying to do. It's just like plant the idea. But again, it's not going to be one person's actions. It's, you know.
Of course.
You know.
Welcome back to fksalad. I'm here with my boy Matt. Dude, it's been a couple years.
A long time.
And we weren't even that too close in university.
No. But we were similar circles and shit.
Similar circle. Frat Matt.
Yeah.
No, I heard that I actually had Emily Crampion come on. And a couple years ago now, though, wasn't that?
Yeah. 5 years now, bro.
Insane.
It's fucking, or 6 years. I can't
Who knows, man? Time is flying. But you interacted with the fksalad Instagram page. I'm like, man, I haven't seen this guy in a while. And what we try and do on this show is pull those conversations out of the DMs into my car and spark real and genuine conversation face to face.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I was meaning to catch up with you, so it's like stoked to do it.
Exactly. It's a good excuse to do it. So on that note, we're gonna just jump right into it, right off the bat. Open the glove box there.
The fuck?
Got a little bit of food for us.
Bro, Jesus. Yo, you had it worked out, man.
Of course,
Fucking
my
hell.
friend. Have you ever had Patty Express?
No.
Okay,
No,
so these are some vegan Jamaican West Indian patties. Yes, sir.
Okay, West Indian. My dad's from Trinidad, yo. I just booked the trip for this April.
I
So
had no idea your dad was from Trinidad.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did, because did you know my grandma's from Trinidad?
no,
Like-
I didn't.
Yeah, my dad was born in Guyana.
True, bro. I had no
That's crap.
no
Well,
fucking
cheers.
idea, man. That's crazy.
That's actually so crazy.
Yeah.
It's not a food review. It's nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm. But it's cool to see more vegan stuff being made. Like I will say, I went to Costco the other day. Now they're selling those Beyond Meat burgers. It's like, all right, like let's start seeing this shit more often. So
Yes,
let's go.
sir. It's everywhere now and so accessible. So this shop downtown Toronto, I think they just serve West Indian patties, meat and vegetarian,
True.
vegan. So, when the option is available, I tend to just gravitate obviously to the vegan option.
Yeah.
And now, like you said, there's just so many more options out there.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see, and these are pretty bomb.
Yeah.
So that's all yours. You can pick away at that throughout the show.
No, I appreciate that, man.
But
Thanks.
yeah, that's so I can't believe that. So you're going down to Trinidad, you said?
Yeah. So I've never been down there, ever. So I came back from doing some travels in different places, and you see some cool shit, you know, cultures and traditions and stuff. And I've never been to Trinidad, and there's lots of places I want to go. But I was like, you know what, before I go off and see more of the world, like I want to see the place where like my family's from, you know what I mean? Kind of get that sense of,
Man,
you know?
I feel the exact same. I've actually never said it out loud, but honestly, that is probably definitely on my list of places to get to the next couple of years.
Yeah.
My family did St. Lucia because we have family down there, obviously, too, right?
Yeah.
But that'd be cool to just kind of, like, I don't know, but you have family still down there then?
Yeah, so we got lots of family. I've got, a big family and groups. Like, again, it's weird because it's people I haven't met, but at the same time, it's just, it's important. I just, again, there was a lot that I ended up loving. Like, I know we'll talk about Hong Kong and shit, but there was so much I loved about that. And it was like, if I can appreciate all this brand new stuff, could you imagine if all of this tied back to me in a more direct way?
Yeah.
Not to be too self-centered about it, but still,
No,
it
of
was
course.
just like, if it's out there, what am I waiting for? You know what I mean? So
You graduated Waterloo?
yeah.
Okay, and with what?
So I did the psych and business program. So it is a psych major that I have, but I have that kind of that distinction. But then otherwise, I did my minor in human resource management. So it's sort of, I mean, it's a mix of all that psych business sort of stuff. And then did that. There's like this global experience certificate. Again, it had to do with the exchange. I did a co-op there, and I was like, man, why am I not gonna go do this?
Yeah,
And
so what exactly was that all about? You did a co-op in Hong Kong?
No,
Or
so
no?
I did a co-op in Waterloo, but
Okay.
for the exchange office.
Oh, okay.
And we
okay.
talked about these programs and stuff, and it just, like, I did a few things. Like, I worked with a lot of the students that had gone abroad, so it was cool. I got to hear a lot of those stories. I ran a lot of events within Waterloo to kind of expose students to it. and sell them on it. And I guess I did a good enough job. I sold myself on it, and I was like, I gotta do this. But at the time, London was where I had my eyes set. It's where I really wanted to go, University College of London. Like I went, like my dad does some work over there, and I went with him, and I went to the campus. Like I really went and saw it. Like I had my heart dead set on it. And then, like a couple weeks before I put in my application, I was just looking at the different cities, and I went, you know what? Like I have a couple places in Europe, but like why don't I just, if distance and fear isn't a thing, where would I want to go? And Hong Kong was like high up on that list, and I was like, you know what, just throw it down, why not? And then, you know, that's how life works out, man. Like that's when you get
crazy. How long were you in Hong Kong for?
So I was there for 4 months. So 2018 September to, I mean, just the beginning of January. Like January 2nd was when I left. So just before everything kind of flipped on its head. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that experience definitely changed you.
I mean, for sure. I mean, it changed me, but it was this great experience to like actually kind of get more in tune with yourself. You know what I mean? Kind of come back to yourself when there's so much around you when you grow up and who you want to be and, you know, influences. It was cool to kind of cut all of that. Like the way I sort of say it to people is it's sort of like you were in an orchestra, you were kind of playing your part, but for a moment you kind of left the room and just started playing on your own.
Yeah.
It's like what sound did it make? Like what was it? And that was cool to see, because now I've come back and I'm right back in the orchestra, but I kind of have a better sense of what I want to be playing and what I want to do. So, I mean, I'll say for that, like I didn't anticipate how meaningful it would be, but I mean, I know like I had that Instagram going for the trip, and those sorts of things that I was trying to reflect on the trip was just so helpful. Like I'm fucking really happy with myself that I did it, man. Yeah.
I feel like you pulled a lot from it, and I don't know, maybe it's just like the kind of person you are growing up, or I definitely felt even through social media that you were very in tune with yourself through your travels, and then now even more so because of your travels, right?
Yeah.
Did you kind of grow up in that same way, or where did you grow up?
Yeah. No, I mean,
I don't even know where you're from.
Yeah, so I was actually born and raised in Bermuda. So that's where I was until about like 8, 9.
Oh,
and
okay.
then I came over to Canada. So I've just been out of Oakville for the last, 13 years.
Do you remember Bermuda?
Yeah, like I've been back a few times since, but I mean, it's for sure the memories of my childhood, like when you close your eyes and shit. Like, I mean, not to get too, daydreamy, but, we were, maybe a 15-minute walk from the beach, and there's, the pink sand and the gorgeous sort of turquoise water and shit. So it's nice because like those feelings of innocence and childhood and just like bliss was so mimicked in the place I was in too. So it's kind of this perfect kind of dream to kind of wrap yourself in sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, so to that point, like going abroad, being international was always something I wanted to do. Like I knew my dad went down there for work, and that's why they were down there. So, that sense of wanting to travel was important. And then, to be honest with you, dude, like my family's definitely not there. I make the joke, it's like the gender stereotypes, but flipped. Like my mom loves her sport. She could tell you anything you want to know. Like Jays, the Raps, like the Leafs, like they're on, and like beyond that, the leagues. And then my dad's the opposite. Like this guy, he's always got like some fashion magazine going on, like looking at like the latest sort of drop by Virgil or whatever. And I will say, seeing them just kind of so confidently doing their thing, being unapologetically themselves, was what I think has given me the courage to kind of do that too.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even realize you didn't look at the rules when you walked in. So one of the rules on the show is be yourself and be honest.
Yeah. No, but man, I'm glad to see that there, because I think we need more of that. I think there's so much bullshit going on, and at least like for me in my personal life and stuff, like you're building yourself now. It's sort of like if you had this like math formula and it takes you all this fucking time to get through it to find the answer, and then if you realize there was a mistake at the beginning and it's obviously messed up everything.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to take the time to go back and finish it, or do you want to just like hand it in and make sure the teacher doesn't find out? And it's like, at the end of the day, there is no teacher in this life, but it's just, like you'll feel like shit if you're not honest, and if someone thinks great of you, but it's not the honest truth, like it will come back, it'll hurt you. So I like that, because I've been trying to do that more. So that's
very good. I have so much to.
I know, it's been a while.
Okay,
bro.
so how long have you been working here?
So I got this job like 2 weeks before graduating. So I was really quick on it. Like I was really worried and anxious about it. Like I was a wreck at the end of Hong Kong because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I came back and I was like, the thing that's gonna make me feel better is at least getting a job for right now, knowing that. I don't think that the job's gonna solve all your problems, but until I kind of got a sense of where I want to move next, I really wanted to have something, you know. It's an innovation market research sort of company, so we work with tons of different companies in terms of figuring out new products and looking to other industries, and essentially just helping people gain more in touch with the contemporary market and thinking about how you can take advantage of that and make
Right.
something for the future. And for me, at least, it's also a way to try and, in as small of a way as I can, try and move the needle towards a better future, a more sustainable future. At the end of the day, like, it's some big shit. There's some scary stuff that we're gonna be facing, and to try and do my part. It's interesting. I've been reading this book. It's the case for the Brennan Case for the Green New Deal. It's by Naomi Klein. She's like a really well researched Canadian author. But anyway, she talked about sort of climate change and the need for change. And it's funny because in more of the Western world, you think about sort of those changes, they need to be reflected within yourself. Like if I'm gonna believe in this, like I need to change myself today.
Yeah.
But she was saying that she was out in some factories out east, and she was speaking to people that were wearing like these awful, like kind of the brands that they were working with, and it was sort of like, well, isn't that going against what you believe in if you want change? And they ended up talking about how for them, what change, how you create change is collective force. You know what I mean? We all just go on protest. It's not about my actions alone. It's about working with the group. So with that being said, I'm trying to keep that in mind. But I will say, like, the one thing I do, and I'm happy to be doing it, is I'll bring Tupperware around to places that I'll go eat.
Of course,
and like again, like I'll go for dumplings. Like I have the spot, like Juicy Dumpling up on fucking Dundas and Spadina. But anyway, it's just I'll go in there. I bring my little Tupperware. Like I would just go in. I used to eat them, and I would like eat it in 30 seconds and throw it out. And it was like, man, this is just so wasteful. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
So I spoke with them, and they're cool with it. So as long as I bring it, like they just plop it in, and then I eat my lunch, and then come back here and wash it, and like no waste. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
For the most part.
What's the name of that book again?
So the burning case for the Green New Deal.
Okay.
But she's done good stuff. She's done, like, This Changes Everything, where she talked about capitalism and the environment and kind of the way that that's, you know, more related. And she's got like No Logo, which she was kind of talking about malpractices of companies out in the East. And again, it's really well researched. It's good. And I'm not gonna say anything too more. Like I'm not.
No, I'm actually
Okay.
I'm looking for some new books. So,
Okay.
we come on these talk shows, and I like to learn too. So I think if there's anything, I'm gonna sit back and edit this, and then have to research those books.
Yeah.
'Cause I gotta like pick up my reading.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, be careful. Like, it's scary shit. It's definitely like
It's
sometimes
real world stuff, though, right?
But it's truth. I mean, it's like honest.
Yeah,
You know?
man.
Yeah.
And that's what we try and go for on this talk show. I'm glad you came out and we had this honest conversation today.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's like anything else I want to squeeze out of you, but I think at the end of the day, it's the fact that we are able to come together on your lunch break. We're not driving around right now just because you're on a time crunch, I'm on a time crunch, but we made something happen and come together, have a conversation, and perhaps I'll catch you in a couple more years, my friend. Who knows?
bro. I mean,
maybe
sooner than
hopefully
that.
sooner. Maybe
Yeah.
in Trinidad, you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, man. Okay, let's get out of here.
All right, yo. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Yeah.